Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garden. Today's video we're just going to be doing part 3 of our end of May garden tour. So this will be focusing on the jungle area here. What we'll do is take a closer look into those plants. Again, I've been trialing this for this month's garden tour to break it down into 3 sections. If you haven't caught the first section, just to let you know, that covers sort of this area here of the garden, as well as sort of the tree fern and palms here. The second section will cover the back of the garden, including the mini golf course, back bed, bananas, everything like that. And of course now we're on to the final section of the garden here, which is the jungle area, including our rec pond, or what will be sort of eventually hoping to be the natural swimming pond. You've got this side as well, which is slightly shallower, but again, a lot of work to go on this still, so stay tuned. We've got a lot of builds coming up on this particular project. What we'll do is just jump straight into it and head down to the jungle area to show you the plants and everything else. Just as we come along the way, just wanted to show you here, we have trimmed up the triple trunk shamrocks palm just to give it a little more, show off the trunks a little bit more, and I think it has tidied it up a bit here, as you can see. Just as we come down onto the kind of first bed part of this area of the garden, we have here the Trachycarpus wagneranus palm. This was new in this year. This is from B&M. These are a great bargain. They've got them in at only £37.50. This one looked particularly healthy for me, and as you can see, it does have a bit of a kind of bend in the trunk, which I thought kind of in this particular area almost hopefully makes it look like it grew, up that way over trying to arch over the water here. Just down below that, we've got some of the blue spruce sedums. Now these do flower. It is a evergreen, very easy to propagate. I'd certainly recommend these in your garden if you don't already have it. And of course, you get that kind of lovely bluey green color on that side. Next to that, we've got euphorbia. Now this is the Ascot rainbow. Lovely flowers on this. Of course, the foliage. Just a great sort of plant for color pops, I find. One of those ones that, again, I'm going to be looking to spread more of these around the garden. Just down here, we've got another one of the sedums that has come into flower, and I'll just pull that aside so you can see the kind of coloring on that. Very, very pretty sedum, and of course, lovely little pops of flower on that. Pops of color, I should say. Down here, we've got one of the green varieties of sedum. Again, you can probably tell I have a lot of things that are sort of repeated around the garden, but I find it kind of helps to tie everything together. We've got one of the common ferns. Now, this one is struggling a bit. I think this was transplanted this year, and I don't know if it's kind of had a little bit of a lack of moisture. We've recently just had the first rain in a few months, and you can actually see I'm out recording today while it is just drizzling a little bit. And I think it almost kind of fits this kind of style of the garden as well. So, I think that hopefully all ties together. Down here, amaranthus. This is, again, just one I had inside. It has already flowered, so I'm assuming it's going to kind of pull a lot of its energy back into the bulb. Just kind of out here for now. I may trial it out in the ground. I'm not sure. Again, just kind of debates at the moment. I'm trying not to think about winter at the moment. Down here, again, another one of the types of sedums. We've also got a fern that hasn't quite popped yet as well, and of course just some of the summer flower bedding there we've got. Just coming around here so we can take kind of the first look into the jungle area from sort of the main entrance, if you will. Now, as you kind of see it from this angle, you've got your bamboos kind of giving you an archway, and of course now, as you may have seen, we've got the yucca puck, the camerops, baby camerops palm, and the digitalis have come up lovely here, the sort of foxglove. Just as we come into kind of this area of the garden, you can just see here, we've got the green bamboo, which has had some of the largest canes this year, which you may have seen from my other video recently. Also, we've got the spectabilis. So this is your golden bamboo with the green stripe. It is starting to do some of the curvy canes on here. And again, lovely colors. You can just see the new one coming out. Got a nice little curve on that. And if we step back, just try and pan up, I would say this is in the order of about 12 foot now, somewhere around there. So it is giving us a kind of lovely, hopefully kind of a bit of a canopy in this area eventually, so that, you really kind of feel immersed in the garden here, or at least in this part of the garden here. Here you can just see it's very overgrown. I need to trim out all that base sprouts that have come up, but this is the tree that we're trialing out, sort of twisting the trunks. Hopefully when it grows up, they might meld together. Again, bit of an experiment, just see what happens. Down here, you can see we've got another one of the yuccas that's been buried sort of under this, but again, I think it brings a nice kind of difference in contrast of leaves to this area. And again, of course, being evergreen, you know, it keeps that structure as well. Down here, we've got our 1 foot Dicksonia Antarctica. You can just see a couple new fronds coming up out of here, and another one just down in there. Now, if you haven't seen our recent video, this did have to get moved due to the bamboo, which nearly killed this, or it probably could have if I hadn't sort of moved it. And you can just see we've lifted it up slightly as we did gain a bit of kind of root trunk on that one here. And again, I think it kind of sits nice in this area. Pulled out this part of the bed as well slightly, just to kind of enclose this little path a bit more. Just as we look down here, guys, you've got your floating pathway project again. That build is on the channel if you're interested in checking that out. And just before we kind of go down this path, we'll take a step back here. Now you can see down here something I'm trialing out, and certainly give me your thoughts in the comments, if you will, please, guys, on this kind of bollard and kind of rope that I've added around here. It's one of the common, just cheap ones I've got from B&M. Bollards actually came from another project, which I'll show you here in a second as we get to that area. Again, just kind of reusing bits in the garden here as we go. But yeah, let me know if, you know, this kind of idea could work, or if you've got any other suggestions. Just kind of thinking of, again, trying to add that bit more of the kind of rustic feel around this bit. Just before we pan over there, we have one of the azaleas, as well as the Miscanthus zebranis, or zebra grass. Now this one, interestingly, I'm not having hardly any variegation come out. So it's sort of supposed to have this kind of white striping all the way down the leaves. You can see it on some here. But for the most part, it has almost kind of reverted back. So we'll have to see how that grows. The other patches have done something similar as well. It may have been the fact of not cutting it back fully. But again, we'll just see how that grows. Down here, another blue Festucia. Lovely grasses. I've got these kind of popped all around the garden. Lovely color, evergreen as well. And again, you know, one I definitely want to repeat around. I think it looks nice kind of on water's edges and things like that. Down here, got a massive Brunner relief. Lovely little clump, this still in flower. And you can just see here, we've got some of the common poppies coming up from there as well. We've got one of the Heuchera Marvelous Marble. Again, lovely patterns and sort of leaf colors on this, and it should hopefully be an evergreen as well. Next to that, we've got one of the dryopteris ferns that was moved to this part of the garden. We did move a lot of these this year, so you'll certainly see that here. Down here, another one. We've also got the smaller Trachycarpus palm, which is still putting out new fronds. Everything looking pretty happy and healthy on that one. Down here, got one of the baby Dicksonias. This is a trunkless one. They did stay in the ground. You can see just another one behind that, and I'll show you the kind of very startings of a trunk on that one. But putting out new fronds. A lot of the old stuff's kind of getting a bit raggedy now, but with that said, of course, you know, it's kind of the natural process with a lot of these ferns. They kind of shed off some of the more winter damage, things like that. Just down here, you've got the Saxifraga putting out some of the smaller flowers, and again, as you can see, repetition of the blue spruce and some of the sedums down here. Before we go up into this area, I'll just pan this way, and you can just see on the back side of this feature, again, another Saxifraga in flower. Again, lovely little flowers on these, great little ground cover. You've got one of the Neptas. Now this is again trailing. It's started growing really well since it's been in here, and hopefully should be evergreen as well. Of course, you can see the kind of lovely variegation on that. Next to that, you got Lismachia, or Creeping Jenny. Idea is to hopefully kind of cover this whole area here and kind of spill out into the kind of pond area. And again, just next to that, another one of the blue spruces, which is just coming into its flower. Here, briefly, you've got some of the common native English flowers. Again, I let these kind of grow, flower, and then I'll chop them all back. We've got a small spruce. This is going to come out, small conifer here. This will be coming out at some point, but for now I've left it until I can figure out what I'm putting there. I'm thinking on this bit here, where you've got the kind of run out from this little pond, to kind of split this. So on this side here, put something like a 5 or 6 foot tree fern, and maybe another one just on this side, so it creates like a channel that it's going through in between the tree ferns eventually. But I think if you're aware of the price of tree ferns, it's a bit more of an investment on that side. And what we'll do is just take a step over, take a look. So as we stand here, got one of the common azaleas. Again, this one in this year, the other dryopteris ferns. We've got a couple different varieties in here, and you can see they do have sort of mini trunks. So this one's probably like a 4-inch trunk or so. And same with this one down here. And you can see lovely little sort of tufts on these, almost like a bit of a shuttlecock fern sort of style. But again, it has more of that kind of trunk appearance here. Just as we take a look back here, you've got the 18-inch Dicksonia Antarctica, put out its first sort of fronds this year, and you can just see the kind of color difference between the Dicksonia and some of the other common ferns. Again, new frond coming up out of it as well, and hopefully that's going to be one of the bigger ones. Just as we look back, you can just see on our 2-foot, that's put out some lovely new fronds there. Really kind of coming into its own. I'm just hoping it's going to put out a few more. We've got 4 on it at the moment, but still it's kind of definitely looking more like a tree fern now. Just looking into here, as we look down the stream, you can just see here, we've got the onset morelli, which has been moved. Now that was on a different area of the garden, but again, we'll come back into here to show you. It just was not getting the right light, and you can see the kind of much shorter leaves. It just really was not happy there. So moved it here, hopefully we get better water, better light, and everything else. Down here, we've got the Alocasia Curly Bambino. Now, again, this is a little plug plant. Very, very inexpensive, only £2.50. I'm trialing them out this year. They do get size up a bit more than that, but it is sort of a dwarf variety of the Alocasia. Just hoping it's kind of spill over in the stream area here. Apologies, all the mess in the stream, guys. The trees above it have really started to drop their flowers, which we'll take a look at in a second. Down here, another Saxifraga, different color, and hoping this is going to form a nice kind of carpet around this area. And these are supposed to be sort of evergreen as well. Down here, another one of the creeping jennies, already creeping down towards the stream. And of course, repetition of the blue spruce as well. And just while we're up here, let's take a quick look. So that's the kind of top falls going in, and certainly give us a nice kind of sound and quality here. Now just here, you can just see, and I am still doing work on this, we've got the back edge of this one, which actually is not attached to this pond. Although when you go and get your view from this part of the garden, it looks all like one waterfall. So it just gives me the option, again, to kind of decide how I want to run that. So as we come back here to go down the path now, we can just see, as we come down to this side, we've got one of the heucheras, and you can just see lovely foliage on this. It has stayed evergreen for me, and again, it provides a nice sort of color pop in the back here. As we take a look, a couple other varieties of ferns. We've got a couple of the pink china coming back, which you can just see here, which is always nice to see a few bits coming up. Now again, that was one that we weren't sure if it was, but I think the debate's kind of decided now. Just down in here on the other side, got one of the small dryopteris ferns popping up, and again, I'd like to kind of fill this area with ferns and everything like that. Just coming down here, you can just see we've got one of the large yuccas. Not expecting a flower this year, but possible. As we take a step further, again, the Fatsia japonica has put on some decent size and kind of going up, sorry, standard Fatsia on that one. And I'm hoping at some point I can remove some of the lower leaves, kind of canopy this up here. As we take a look this way, we've got the Pulmonium. Lovely foliage on this, and it does flower kind of blue flowers. I think it's going to be slightly later in the year we get some on that, but again, something that just provides a nice touch off the side and hopefully softens the edges of the rocks. As we come this way, this is the other Dicksonia Antarctica, and you can just see the makings of a small trunk just in here. Now again, these were covered just with straw mainly for the winter, and seem to have done very, very well. Just down in here, as we look down, another patch of the sedums. We've got Crocosmia coming up here. You've got another patch of the miscanthus grass, as well as a Dryopteris. This is the Affinis crispa, much sort of smaller fronds on that, and I think it complements next to the tree fern quite nicely here. As we come down, just having a look here, this is the Washingtonia. Now it's looking really sorry for itself. You can just see down in here, half the frond is just mashed up. And in the inside, the new one, the whole tip looks kind of died off. So again, nothing, no spear pull, no nothing like that, but yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna stay there. Pardon me. Next to that, common columbine, lovely flowers that come up out of this one here. And I'll show you this one now. This is one of the new purchases, and you can just see here, still in a pot. I probably will be planting this. This is your Phoenix Robellini. Good height on this. Top of the fronds are probably over 6 foot, and you can see trunk wise, it's probably about 1.5 foot a trunk. Very small pot in this, and again, I'm not sure if I'm going to be bringing it inside for the winter. I am going to be trying one outside, so just giving you a clue that I do have another one of these. Next to that, we've got a Nadina. Now this is your Heavenly Bamboo. This was a cutting from the main plant, just there, which you can see, and it has done really, really well in this area here. Again, providing that kind of zingy green, and does flower as well on that side. The tall one going up here, guys, that's Forsythia. Again, some flowers. I'm trying to put on a canopy up this bit, really just to kind of give us that really encompassing feel as you kind of look down this back path here. And part of the idea of this part of the garden is that when you're standing over there, you wouldn't even know that this is here. Just as we come into it, we've got one of the lupins. Now it is looking like it's got the very starts of a flower coming up here. We've also got one of the Trachycarpus fortunais, which again I think provides that kind of difference in contrast in leaves, and you know, just adds to that effect here. Again, more of the dryopteris hidden underneath. Part of the idea, as I say, is to really kind of hide these around, sort of you know, it almost looks like they've been there forever. Got a bromeliad still in a pot. It doesn't look very, very happy. It's kind of browned a little bit. It was inside for most of the year, and again, this is its second year now. I'm not sure what to really do with it. Down here, you've got one of the baby Chamaerops palms. If you haven't seen that video, this was bought at Morrison's. Great little palms here. We've also got, as we pan around here, one of the painted ferns. This is a Japanese painted fern. Again, you can just see that brilliant foliage on that. Even the new kind of fronds coming out, all kind of twisted and everything. And again, nice color pops. Going to be adding some more of these around this area. Just we come down this way, this is one of our largest dryopteris. Still putting out height on that, and you can just see the massive trunk on this. And you know, put my hand in here, this is a big boy. It is a triple or 4 head as well, so you can just see the center column forms almost like a trunk in the middle here, and it's quite solid as well. But with that said, I think we're gonna have sort of 3 or 4 coming off it. One of my most impressive dryopteris here. Just taking a look back in, and you can just see it kind of creates that nice little area. And there's the 2 foot Dicksonia Antarctica right there as well. And just to come back just slightly here, so you could just see what we're looking at when we come to fronds. You know, those are sizing up very, very nicely here, and provides us that kind of bit of a canopy down there. And hopefully, again, when we get some more of the tree ferns in this area, it should hopefully look a bit like a tree fern forest is the end goal for this one here. As we come around, I'll just pan up now, kind of show you from a different angle. So this is our laburnum golden chain tree, and you can just see lovely flowers coming into our sort of bar area here. We've also got the red robin, which I'm going to lift this canopy slightly higher again, just so we can really see those tree ferns once they all sort of come out. Down here, we've got the this is an Aerosortha brilliance, and again, I'm probably messing up that name, but you can see kind of a goldeny color as it comes out, and kind of a red as well. Lovely little fern to contrast along some of the other ferns. Just down here, we've got one of the Formium pink stripes. This was a save, really wasn't too happy, and I'm just hoping it might put on any little bit of size this year. There, but down here, one of the rhododendrons just coming out of flower now, as you can see, sort of all over, but a lovely addition, color pop here. Just going up here in these large trunks is one of our very large budulas. Again, nice kind of interesting color pops around that side. Here we go. This is the other Robellini. This is still in a pot, but I have kind of made it to look like it's not, which is going to be the idea with the other one that you've just seen. Again, I think for this area, just add something a little bit different. I like the kind of different leaf shape, and I know these really aren't that hardy at all. I mean, I've read some places getting down to about -5, -6 in like Texas and places, but I think you really need that hot summer for it to recover properly. I might try doing what Jose Ramos and Tim from New York Tropical do and build a box around it. So I'm going to be intently watching, guys, as you start building your boxes for the winter. But again, let's not talk about winter. Just here, a bit of a mess, and I won't throw too far down. I've taken some cuttings, divisions of some of the golden bamboo, which I'm looking to fill this area. You can just see down here, another one of the divisions has some lovely canes on it. And I think, again, for this area, part of the idea of what I want to do now is bamboo here, bamboo just in here, so you have to kind of walk through a path as you come in into this area and kind of hide this a bit here. Right, so you can just see, really looks a bit of a mess. This was that big table that we had that was sat over there. I've chopped off the legs, and that's what I've been using for the bollards for that rope and string over there. Again, this whole thing's going to be redone, but just basically to use the materials I had before we get sort of our proper full set out here. We're going to be redoing this whole back bar area at some point soon, but just for now it kind of uses the material but also makes kind of a long sun lounger. Going to be painted and everything for now, but again, just to make use of the stuff that we have around here. Just coming down here, another dryopteris, the saxifraga that is next to our other little water feature here. We've got the cordyline, that's a red star that we picked up again, half price. Nothing wrong with it, but it was one of the discount aisles. And just as we come down here, this was one of the green bamboos that escaped. I've put it in a pot, and again, I'm going to be looking to keep it in a pot, but see if we can kind of get some height out of this. Again, just kind of see what happens there. Just as we come around this way, just to show you, we've got the small 6-inch Dicksonia Antarctica. Put out some reasonable fronds. I'd say they're probably in the order of about 2 foot size. So good size on these. And again, I think it just adds that little bit of interest down in this bed here. Still planting out all of these areas as well here. Just coming around just to show you kind of from the front now. You can just see rhododendron. This one here started to go into flower. It's like a yellow flower one later in the year as well for us. And now if we look at the water feature from the front, you can see what I mean about sort of hopefully giving you an illusion that this is all connected into one here. Just as we look down, you can see one of the other features as well from this side now. And again, we get that lovely kind of look of sort of water coming in everywhere. You know, and that's kind of the idea of this, is kind of really immerse you in the area. I think the sound and everything kind of hopes to, you know, kind of draw you in and, you know, really kind of put your eyes to the ground, look at your feet, look at the plants, everything like that. And with that said, guys, yeah, just to conclude our sort of 3-part garden tour, love to hear your thoughts on this sort of style. You know, is this a format that you like better than the perhaps much longer videos? You know, be really interested to see what everyone likes. I mean, again, one idea as well is I can always put these into a longer video if anyone kind of wants to watch it all in one sort of thing. But certainly let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Of course, if you haven't checked out the friends of the channel, make sure to do so. They'll be in the comment section below. If you're not subscribed, certainly feel free to do so. Join our amazing community. And with that said, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.